This video is going to be a video about, you know, I guess you could call it, I referred to it a few months ago on my YouTube channel as moral gathering. And one thing that I said is that just because people morally gather, it doesn't mean anything. Over the course of the next few days, I'm going to show you moral gathering and the results of it and how it's hypocritical. Now, pedophilia, the guy that you see down there, the very dark-skinned, funny-looking dude, is a guy who's a financial advisor. And one thing that I'll tell you is that black people are the brokest people in the country. And you don't become the brokest people in the country because you know how to do the right things with your money. If you know how to do the right things with your money, and if you have a certain mindset, and if you try to empower people, the system is probably going to come after you. And the reason why you see the images now, for the record, I'm not saying that this dude didn't do the things that he is alleged to have done, but I'm going to be showing you some things and I'm going to let you listen to some stuff. If you look at the guy, the white guy that you see down there, he is in between two guys with 1 million followers on YouTube called Fresh and Fit. The white guy that you see down there, his name is Scott Ritter. He has a popular YouTube channel. In 2000, he's a war correspondent. In 2015, 14 or 15, or it might have been 2012, he was found trying to send images of his dick, his balls, and his hairy hard butt to a 15-year-old girl. People have done nothing but embraced him, loved him, shook his hands, and given him the most dignified amount of respect that you could possibly give a man that sent a 15-year-old girl images of his dick, his balls, and his ass. He does not have anything that he done brought up nor considered against him as a part of his character when he goes onto platforms of people who have 100,000 to over 1 million followers. People give him credit and accolades all throughout comment sections, all throughout Twitter. So the image that you're looking at of the very ugly black dude down there is down there because he is an ugly group. He's an ugly man from a disempowered group. It has nothing to do with what he is alleged to have done. Because two men that are literally from his racial group have to sit up with smiles on their faces and honor a man whom violated or was willing to violate children. I'm going to let you listen to something and you're going to hear an example of what is judicial hearsay and the way in which genetic black people always conduct themselves and the reason why they can't get ahead. For the last 30 years, every other important male figure that has risen up and attempted to try to do something with black people was all of a sudden a pedo. Now, pedophilia is a crime that when you hurl it upon somebody, the entire objective of it is to isolate the person and to make them not have any friends, as nobody is going to come to defend two people. And that's people that violate children sexually, people that kill children, and people that kill old people, and people that abuse old people. You'll have a hard time finding somebody to stand next to you in court if you are a 25-year-old who beat the crap out of an 87-year-old dude. Nobody is going to defend you. Now, if that 87-year-old dude limped his way up out of an alley and said, "You goddamn hook-nosed Jew, I fought in World War II and you pieces of shit are so ungrateful. Here's a little cane upside the head, you fucking spick immigrant." Wham! It isn't even gonna matter that he did that. The only thing that's gonna matter is how you responded to it, But I'm gonna let you listen to something real quick, right? So bear with me for a moment while I get this together. Bear with me for a moment. Just bear with me real quick. I think this is going to work with me. Here we go.
I think that pretty much says a lot. Yeah.
You'll hear some brief pauses.
Yeah, I heard about his scamming online too.
Heard.
Leonard Yahuda.
Heard.
Yeah, I heard about his scam. I've heard about it for years.
Heard.
But see, even when Polite was on social media all the time, I was never a big follower of his. You know, I don't know if any of you followed him like that, but I never did.
Okay.
You know, but I would hear things from other people about him, you know, the scamming and hearing that he was saying. I would hear it, you know.
Okay. All right. Hear. And I heard, but I never followed or never listened. I just hear and I heard. See, this is what you call being a genetic female. And the men that are sitting around talking to her, unfortunately, they are genetic females too. Black men, most of them, unfortunately, don't even know how to be males. This is a bunch of gossip. Now, I'm not saying that this guy Polite didn't do what he's alleged to have done, but I'm going to say this right here. They have a willingness in this country to do very little to anything about it, depending on the groups of people that you come from. And the men that he comes from are forced to sit next to other demographics of men who have dominated them for 5 years and have smiles on their faces, knowing fully and completely well what those men have done. But you're going to go to jail. And another homoerotic thing that black people like to do is that I don't know why we like to do it. Because we love to talk about Egypt, and all these great people that we were from the past. But man, I'm straight up telling you, we come off like Sodom and Gomorrah. Because the amount of men who love to sit around and talk about forced anal sex in jail, man, you dudes are sick, man. There's nothing cute nor funny about forced anal sex in jail when men who hate you basically designated that as a lifestyle for you so that you won't be out there creating families. I can't stand you, nigger. So let me remove the law that says if you violate another man in jail, you're instantly given a life sentence. They removed that law in 1972 and then began the mass prison industrial complex so that depraved and persecuted black men could rape each other in the ass in jail cells instead of building families with women. And we sit around lustfully as men, gleeing over the fact that this may happen to another dude that's black like us, while we sit in the face of men that are from other demographics that are above us, forced to smile and giggle and treat them like everyday normal human beings. Hi, Mr. Pedo, sir, who sent your dick and balls to a 15-year-old. Won't you come on my show and let me shake your hand and smile at you and give you the most dignified social amounts of respect and honor? That's all that I'm saying. And when it comes to black people are economically illiterate. You don't get broken communities of trash and garbage everywhere with no stores and no businesses because people are financially literate. So one thing about black people is that they always accuse other black people of robbing them and scamming them because they don't know how money really works. And when it comes to one another, there's something that black folk can't do. And I'll end the video on this. Black people could never run a payday loan place in the ghetto because other ghetto people would just rob the hell out of that store and accuse it of robbing them, because that's what payday loan people stores actually do. Same thing with those furniture renting stores. We will come at each other for things that are, the type of things you do to make a profit and accuse one another of scamming because we economically literate and we know illiterate, and we know we can say those things about one another. So any black person that deals in finance will be called a scammer, and we'll give the free pass to every other group that comes in our community and does it to us. We'll have to see how this plays itself out. Stay tuned.